Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. It has been a long time since last I was able to play Factory Town, and the game has released into a 1.0 version. That was a couple of months ago now, and I've been wanting to play it ever since then, but as followers of my channel know, I have been caught up in a lot of other things. So I'm just now getting to it now. I've also played most of the tutorials before, as you can see here in the campaign menu. The campaign, I guess, they're not really tutorials. I played most of the campaign levels here, except for the last one. That came out sometime after I last played the game. But I'm going to start back over from the beginning, because starting back over from the beginning means that I get to show off all the new features that have come to the game since last I played, some of which were in my Campaign 7 playthrough, but there have been a lot since then. And even though, the patch notes here are quite extensive, which I can't even show you because they're on, they don't pop up in the game, but the patch notes are quite extensive for the versions that I have missed. I'm not going to be able to go through and list them all, but I do want to play through the game and show off some of the new features. So let's go ahead and start Tutorial 1, or Campaign 1. I need to stop calling them tutorials. Nice little flyover. I think that was in there last time I played even these earlier campaigns. But a lot of stuff has changed since the last I played, especially since last I played this tutorial. So welcome to Factory Town. This tutorial will guide you through the basic parts of the game. It can be turned off in Options interface. Click the button below to advance to the next step. You can move the camera around to view more parts of the map. Move camera with WASD, of course. Right-click to look around. And zoom in and zoom out is, of course, the scroll. Houses increase your population limit, allowing you to create more workers and buildings. Open the build menu. Select buildings. Select house. Press left click to place the building. Note, placing a house near a road or path will connect it to the town. So the build menu is down here, this one here. You can also access it with the hotkey of B. And then we have all the buildings we can build categorized here by, or all the things we can build categorized by the type, including buildings. And then we only have a handful of buildings available to us right now, just 5 of them, but there are plenty more, and there might even be more than, I guess there's not more than this. There are a lot of buildings available in the game, and as those of you who watched my Mega Base series a year or so ago, I made everything that was available in the game to make at that time. That series was 106 episodes long, but I went into making every single item that was available. There are new items since then, though, and I built them at a ratio that they could be consumed by the town as it was limited to, at least in that version that I played. So, but because of all the changes, some of that stuff is no longer very relevant. Let's go ahead and build a house, as the tutorial would like us to. I think I'm going to put it here near the center of town. Might move them later. You can move things easily in this game. I can't remember if the tutorial will tell us or not, but just using the M key or pressing M gives you the move tool. It's not down here in the toolbar, but it's accessible somewhere. Maybe even in the build menu or something. Maybe not. Tools? Yeah, there it is in the move tools. Okay. So you can do that, or you can just press M, which is what I usually do. M for move, and you can just move a building wherever you'd like to move it to. Like that. Alright. The house has increased your population limit, so now we have a population limit of 12. You now build more workers to harvest and deliver goods to one building, from one building to another. Open the build menu, select workers, and then select worker. And we can place down a couple of workers, which the tutorial wants us to do. We'll need more or less, we'll see. To build and expand your town, you'll need to collect lots of resources. First, start by gathering wood. Left-click to select a worker, and then right-click on a tree to target it for harvesting. Then right-click your town center to assign as a drop-off location. The worker will chop wood from the tree, bring it to the town center, and repeat. Collect 4 wood. We're gonna do this a couple different ways here. If I can also right-click and let me do that again. I can also right-click and drag. If you don't want to do the 2 clicks, oops, I pressed the wrong keys. If you want to do the 2 clicks, you can right-click and drag to bring the items into the town. They both work just as well. It just kind of depends on your style. Plus, it depends on how far it is you're linking the 2 buildings together. Workers move much faster on paths. Open the build menu, select paths, and select footpath. So we can add a path in here for the workers to run down. You can see automatically that they start moving a bit faster than along the path than not. You can pause the game at any time. This may make it easier to build, or to select worker units that are moving around. Use the space button to toggle between paused and unpaused. Coins are necessary to grow and run your town. Earn them by supplying houses with goods. Left click to select a worker. Right click on grain, fruit, or vegetables. Okay, we have... Here's some grain. Then right click or drag onto a house. Okay, it does tell you about the drag option. To target delivery there. Once delivered, the house will consume the item and coins will be earned. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do all of them. I'm going to grab even this one worker here, and we'll get the apples as well here. These are potatoes, so they count as vegetables. And then we have apples, which are fruit, obviously, and then we have grain, which is grain. Unpause again. One other thing we can also deliver to houses now that we weren't able to before, I believe, is water. In the last time I played, yeah, they'll take water, and you can see also here, they'll take, let me pause again, they'll take water, they'll take basic food, like, all of the, well, water is just water. They'll take basic food, including things like grain, potatoes, and apples, but they'll also take things that are made from those things, like flour made from grain, bread made from flour, fish, which I think includes cooked fish, or maybe that's categorized elsewhere. Carrots, potatoes, and tomatoes are all the vegetables. Apples, pears, berries are all the fruits, although there is one additional fruit that's categorized elsewhere, I believe. Herbs and sugar, which are both just plants you can pick. There's herbs over here, I believe. Those are herbs, yeah. And then we can also bring in different kinds of juice. There's also some hardware. There are more things in these categories. They're revealed as we unlock things. And then right now we can also deliver cotton and cloth to satisfy the clothing need, and we can deliver paper to satisfy the education need. And that's just accessed by double-clicking on a house, or by clicking on the house to get this little panel up here, and clicking on the clicking on the happiness thing which pins it, or which actually you pin it yourself, but which pops it out. And then if you mouse over it, it pops it out. If you click it, it sticks it. And then you can also pin it so that it can be, put elsewhere on your screen if you want to keep an eye on one. Then we also have experience points that are new to the game, and these are earned at each house as they level up, as they get new things, as they become happier, they get experience points, and that causes the houses to level up. Previously, we had to level up the houses manually, but this experience point system allows us to do that automatically. And I might be skipping ahead in the tutorials a little bit here. Lumber mills turn wood into planks, which you will need for many buildings and upgrades. Gather 5 stone, open the build menu, select buildings. Okay, so you need to gather stone. Don't skip ahead too far. So do that here, and I think I'm actually going to put in a little path for that worker also. I wanted them to go to kind of the shorter distance. Let's do it that one instead. If you might be able to see, these workers, I assigned all 4 of them to deliver their wares to the house. So the one house is closest to these ones at least. The water I might have delivered to this one first. But once the house gets full of an item, once it's got 3 out of 3 in this case, or once the blue bar is full rather, they won't accept any more. So then the worker will go to a nearby house to deliver instead, which is kind of nice that it's automated that way. The worker's not just standing there waiting for the people to eat the food. They're actually taking the things to other houses to satisfy them. Even this house up here is getting satisfied from some of this stuff, as we can see here. Let's build that lumber mill. Building lumber mill. And I want to put it down here close to the trees. And I think we'll put it actually right up against the trees. Alright, so we have placed the lumber mill. Production buildings require spare population capacity. If you already have breached the population limit, which we hadn't, build more houses or delete existing workers. Production buildings often have multiple recipes, and you can choose which ones are active. Select the lumber mill. So press the select recipe button, which is down here. You can also click on the little floaty icon here. That's telling you that there is no recipe selected in this building. And then we want to select the planks recipe. And then we'll click the arrow. So now we need to redirect one of these workers. And we'll do this one. We'll do this one. Jeez, Wally. I keep wanting to do E for rotate due to other games. So that worker is now can barely tell, but that worker is loading wood into this lumber mill, and the lumber mill is converting that wood every 3 work units, which is per worker is, you can see this is 1.1 seconds. The base work units for our worker is 1 per second. If a worker is happier, and that's judged by the happiness in the houses here, which is in the overall happiness of the town, the worker will be worth more work units. They'll work more efficiently. So this worker normally would take 3 seconds to produce 1 plank out of one wood, 1 log. But because the worker is happier, and actually I forgot, you can click on the work units here and see how the calculation is performed. Every 1 worker is by default worth 1 work unit in a production building. This is the numbers here for additional worker units, or workers in a production building. And I'm making that distinction because we'll need it later. And then happiness, 12 happiness is the 8 to 25 range. That gives us an additional 0.1 work units per worker. So the calculations all here, you can see all the math, which is really nice because a lot of games kind of abstract that away. And I like that you can see the math if you want to. Bring the plank from the lumber mill to your town center and add it to your inventory. I think we do still have 1 worker. So the pickup menu here is a little bit different. So hover over the lumber will display its inventory. Right-click on the plank icon and right-click or drag onto your town center. There are 2 buttons here actually. There's the pickup, which is pick up or deliver everything. Pick up everything. So no matter what this building produces, I want to pick it up and take it to my destination, or I just want to deliver planks from this place to my destination. And then you can also, I'm not sure what interesting. I've never seen that before. So we can just deliver the planks because we may make some other stuff in this later, because we do have 2 other recipes that'll eventually become available to us. So that worker is going to hop along and deliver the planks to the base here, and it did 1, so we're good to go. Houses can be upgraded to further increase the population limit. Select a house. Note that the house has an experience points meter. Okay, it is covering this. The meter is filled by providing items to the house. Deliver more goods to the house until it gains a level. Okay, we must have gained a level in this one. We did. And so now we can open up the house. No, it automatically upgraded itself once it reached that level of experience points. You can allocate spare workers to existing buildings. This will make them produce their output faster. You can increase or decrease at any time. Select any production building. Hit the plus icon here, which is what we were talking about before. By adding to another worker here, now the calculation is 1.5 plus 0.2 because it's 0.1 times 2 people. So this increases us from 1.1 per second with 1 worker to 1.7 per second with 2. And so you can kind of adjust your worker here, and then you can also pause by putting it down to 0 workers, which is nice. Producing specific items will raise your tech level. This will unlock all kinds of new buildings and research. Produce enough planks to unlock the next tech level. When the upgrade is ready, click the upgrade tech level button and the left-hand side, and that's this one here. So by producing 20 planks, we have achieved the ability to upgrade to tech level 2. Let's click that. This unlocked a bunch of new buildings: a food market, school, general store, market, masonry, woodworking, basic logistics, research. These are researches here, by the way. Researching for masonry, research for woodworking, research for basic logistics, research for grain processing, and research for civics level 1. And I'm going to wait on this because I suspect it's going to tell me about it. It does. Each different item in a house each different item a house consumes will earn happiness. Happiness is temporary, but lasts for a while after the house consumes this item. Reaching high happiness values will unlock new population levels. This lets you build more houses and workers. Provide a variety of items to your houses to increase their happiness. When the upgrade is ready, hit the upgrade population level button. Happiness also provides a speed boost to all production buildings as long as they are connected to a town. So the happiness here, we can increase that, and now we have a happiness capacity of up to 26. Our population, rather, of up to 26. And we have 4 more house capacity that we gain. And that, by the way, we saw we were limited to 12 earlier. We now are limited to 14. which is determined by the houses, and I think that's determined by the house level, even. So, like, these 2 houses are 4 people, because they're level 2. I think that's how that works. 2, 4, and oh, there's 4 in the base too, right? So, so we're at 14 right now as capacity, but we can expand that up to 26. Yes, I believe that's what I'm reading. Markets will sell items automatically to nearby houses, making it much easier to earn coins, experience points, and happiness. Open the build menu, select buildings, and then food market. Build the market next to a footpath or road so it can connect to all houses in the town. Note, you can use the move tool to reposition a building you've already built. So I'm going to put this here. It's local to these 3. Actually, maybe I should move it to there. It's local to these 3, so we can take this worker who's picking potatoes and deliver to the market instead. And we can take this worker who's delivering grain, and we can deliver to the market instead, and the apples as well, deliver to the market instead. And what that will do is that will automatically deliver, so we have a shorter distance to work from here. That'll automatically deliver any items that are in the market evenly amongst all the houses in the town. And you can see the town shape here, which is this circle. Anything in this town, anything in this circle is considered to be part of the town, and as long as it's adjacent to a road, it will be attached to the town. You can see that, whether it is or not, by mousing over a building, a house, for example, and you can see the roads light up. That tells you that, and also the town center and also the market light up too. That tells you that, hey, these are all linked together. And also the market will show you the houses it's linked to, and the town center shows you the happiness meters above the houses that it's linked to. So now we're supplying the food market, and there we go. General goods store can automatically sell planks and stone bricks, and other utility items, like the food market can sell food-related items. Open the build menus, like general store, and we'll build that. What do we need to build it? We need planks to build it. All right, well, we're going to have to wait a minute then. We have an upgrade icon there. I'll wait on that, though. That's to upgrade the town center, I think, but I'm going to wait. I will wait until the tutorial tells me to. We need to get planks here faster. And there's ways to accomplish that we don't have yet. We'll get those soon enough. And you can see our global inventory totals up here. So we have inventory in the town center. We can see that. We have stone, wood, and planks in here. And that's the 3 items you can see here. There are a couple other buildings where global inventory can be stored as well. And we'll get to that shortly. So now we have 20 planks, and now we can build our general store. And you can see the item requirements here from what we need, and make sure that they're both white numbers. If they're red numbers like this, then you can't build it yet. Let's build this maybe here, because I'm thinking ahead a little bit. Just like food markets, any items brought to a general store, which we want to do... Actually, I'm going to put another person down. Also, there's a toolbar down here, a hotbar down here, and I can press 1, and I can get the worker out of the hotbar. I'm going to deliver planks also to the general store. And what that'll do is that'll make the planks available for sale at the houses, just like the food is. But you can see... and we can see it here also by looking at the general store, that these provide red coins. We have yellow, red, blue, and purple coins, and each item you sell earns you different types of coins and different amounts of coins, as you can see here on the food. So turning grain into flour and then into bread, which we'll do much later, probably not even in this tutorial, will give us more coins and also more experience points for each of those items. So it's better to do the upgrades if you can. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. Your town center can be upgraded to increase the town's area and to access useful town specialties. Town centers can be upgraded if they have enough house levels within the town's borders. This is a sum total of levels achieved by all connected houses. So we've reached 8 house levels. 2, 2, 2, and 2, I assume. Yep. Build new houses and level them up with goods until the base has enough house levels to upgrade. Click the town center and hit the upgrade button, and that's this down here. I don't know that you can click this. No, you can't. So we have 20 yellow coins. We have lots more than 20 yellow coins. We have 8 linked house levels. And now we can upgrade. Remember, houses must be connected to the town center with roads or footpaths to count towards the town's total house levels. Okay. This lumber mill can also produce paper. This recipe requires water. You can tell a worker to bring water from a well, or place a new lumber mill next to water to automatically supply it. Alright, I'm gonna show some of that. So we can do a couple things with this. We can have a well, like we're doing here with the water to deliver to the houses. We can have a well, and we can have a worker carry the water between the well and the lumber mill to make paper. You can do it like this, just like we're doing everything else, or you can come down to the water level, the actual surface here, and you can do the same thing, dragging water. They'll scoop water out of the river here with a bucket and bring it up to the lumber mill, or. And I'm going to do a Q on this building, which Q is a hotkey to the hot select, or to quick select rather. And I'm going to put this in right here. And you can see that a little blue line along the edge of the water, wherever the ground is flat. And also you can see that when I put this building in that blue line, touching that blue line or over that blue line, the building turns blue, and there's a little tooltip down here that says, water will be automatically supplied. And that is a great thing. Even though the logs are way over here, and not having to supply water to the recipe to make paper is very useful, in my opinion. So taking advantage of that is a good thing to do at this stage of the game, I believe. So we're going to take this worker that I built to demonstrate the water, and I'm actually going to make them deliver lumber here, and I'm going to give them a path to walk down because I'm a nice guy. This song's a little bit loud. Let me see if I can turn the music down just a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so we've crafted some paper, which is good. Paper is made 2 per recipe, so 1 log, unlike the planks, which is 1 to 1. 1 log plus 1 water makes 2 paper, which I guess is still 2 to 2. I mean, 2 items, but since water is automatically being sucked into the building, I don't even count it, so it's really just 1 to 2. It does require 4 work units, and we're still at only 1.1 per second. We have a little bit more to go before we get to 26 happiness. Not much, but a little bit. So we're now making paper. Deliver paper, books, and other research materials to a school, and it will automatically distribute them to all houses in the same town, just like how the food market works. And this is a new thing. The school used to be a more of a production building, and now it's more of a market building, which is kind of a nice thing because it allows you to diversify a little bit your school. And so we built the school, and now we need to purchase new research by spending coins and research points. These are earned by delivering paper and books to houses. Deliver paper to the school or directly to any house to earn a research point. Some advanced technologies will require specialized research points like industry or magic. These are earned by making and selling several different types of books. Alright, so we're going to put a worker here, and we're going to pick up paper and deliver it to the school, and then the school will auto-deliver to all 4 houses we have currently. You can see that the house happiness is now up to 5 each, which means our total happiness is up to 20. New buildings, recipes, and powerful technologies are unlocked by completing a research. Follow the prompts to open the research menu or hit the R key. View available research options. Alright, so let's go here. We can click on the research button, which gives us this menu here, which is our research menu. These are general research points. Things that take general research points, and then we can have these dedicated research points that we'll earn much later. We've seen in my mega games some of these magic-based ones, but the nature and the industry ones are actually new since the last time I played. And then some other stuff here is new too. And then we can also press R to get to the same screen. The grain processing research will unlock the food mill building, which can turn grain into more valuable flour. Collect enough coins and research points to purchase the grain processing research. Open the research panel and select the grain processing research to unlock it. So we've gained 10 research points by delivering 10 paper to housing. And so now we can just unlock the grain processing, and it unlocks a building for us called a food mill. We also have enough to unlock other things too, but I suspect the tutorial's going to want me to build a food mill. I keep hitting E, which gives us this quick access screen, which is kind of a nice menu. I think the tutorial is going to take us here eventually, but this gives you the ability to do to press a key to access different groups of buildings. Like, let's see, this is probably a food building. No, it's not. A Q for a town building, and no, it's not. Basic production, E? Yes, food mill. Okay, it's just a matter of learning those quick access keys. Let's put this... Ooh, almost. Let's put this here for now. We can move it later. I'm going to select the flour recipe. Yep, select the flour recipe. Bring enough grain to the food mill to produce flour. So we're going to have the Hoppy here come and get some of this. And go maybe like that. Oops. Pressing E. No, you're going to be belligerent there. Fine. There you go. And then we can produce enough, provide enough grain to produce enough flour, which we have. And then we need another worker here to deliver that flour to the food market instead of grain. You can deliver both, but it doesn't really give you a lot. I mean, it gives you... They fulfill the same category, I believe. So, in the housing, right? Or they go toward the same category in the housing. So, I don't think that it gives you any advantage to selling both. And as you can see from here, the flour is definitely worth more value, even if you do the math. 3 grain become 1 flour, so that's 3 coin value become 4 coin value, with a little bit of extra work, which is kind of nice. And of course, the grain is slower than the flour, but that should be fine because the flour should also give us a little bit more happiness, a little bit more persistent happiness than the grain does. And that's the only number that's still missing from this game that I wish had they put in is how long these happiness meters last. That would be a nice thing, I think. Okay, so we have now... I always forget what the difference between these two things are. Houses actively consuming the item. 3 of the 4 houses are actively consuming flour right now. But 100% of them are happy with the item. The happiness lasts longer than the active consumption. So once they stop consuming an item, once they've run out of an item, they're still happy about it for a little while after. Which if you watched my my mega base, then you will remember that was what we were focusing on, was that happiness. Alright, so we can move on with this now. Workers are useful, but Factory Town is about automation. Use conveyor belts to move items around automatically without a worker. Open the build menu, select paths, and the wood conveyor belt, which is made in a workshop. We should have some. Click or drag to create a path of several belts. Direct a belt into a building automatically to deposit items. Note, a belt placed facing away from a building will automatically create a grabber. This pulls items from a building onto a belt. So we do have some belts. I would like to do this a little bit differently, though. I would like to put this belt up on a support beam here. These are the wood pillars and the wood scaffold arches. I'm going to pull you out of here, and I'm actually going to deactivate that person. And I can do the build conveyor belt. And I want to have the conveyor belt rotated this direction. So the flour flows across it, and it automatically placed a filter grabber here. And the grabber is like an inserter in other games, Factorio, for example, or a sorter in Dyson Sphere program, where it will say, I want to grab the item from this building and put it onto the belt. Now, it's not grabbing it and putting it into the destination. It's grabbing it and putting it on the belt. And by default, it will the game will automatically do a filter on the grabber, so it only grabs the output item, which is nice. If there's more than one output item, it will give us the ability to choose. So I've just built one there, and I'm going to put some more... Actually, let's do something slightly different here. Let's delete this path. I'm going to put in a crate here. I think this will work. I hope this works. And then we can do some conveyor belts here. like that, and I can have this worker deliver directly there. And then that'll put the logs right onto this conveyor belt. Now this isn't the most efficient use of conveyor belts, but it'll get me movement while we're waiting for things to happen here. Ah, we do have an inventory of conveyor belts. It must have given us about 25. I think I built about 10. I built 11, actually. There are several underground layers where you can build pipes to move steam, water, and other items between your buildings. Use the toggle layer button, which is the G hotkey, to view underground pipe layers. Use the view buttons on the bottom right, which are over here, to switch between layers. Use escape or toggle layer view again when finished to return to normal view. So by default, it selects the fluid pipe layer. And you can see that there's some fluid pipes placed here, which are kind of in a silly position. Maybe I should delete them. Oops, I messed that up. G. And then we can delete. Oh, I haven't unlocked it yet. We'll have to delete them. There's a delete button. The delete in this game is a little bit odd. There are multiple ways to delete things. And I have enabled an additional way that I find a little bit easier to work with, but it doesn't work when you haven't unlocked an item yet. But anyway, we can see the underground pipes here, and we can see the places that will accept that pipe by these green circles, and then are demanding of this item, I think, actually. And then we can also see where we could deliver it to if we wanted to with the white circles. Each campaign map has specific goals. Completing them will unlock the next map. Follow the prompts to open the victory conditions menu or hit the V key to view the goals for this map. So we can use this here to open the victory conditions screen. And that's the end of the tutorial. Soon you unlock many new technologies and gadgets to automate and optimize your production chains. Good luck. Check out the help menu anytime for more information. So we have reached tech level 2 so far. We need to get to tech level 3. We need to build 1 kitchen. We need to build 20 produce 20 wood conveyor belts and produce 20 bread. So we saw that you can see by mousing over the wood conveyor belts that they're made in a workshop. And you can see by mousing over the bread that it's made in a kitchen. So we're gonna make those 2 buildings, and we also have a few other things that we could produce here to increase our tech level, or that we need to increase our tech level, because we need to get to tech level 3. So we have wooden wheels to produce, stone bricks to produce, wood conveyor belts, bread, and we have to have a kitchen built, and we have to have tech level 3, which is what these things require. And that'll give us our victory, and we also could potentially do another population level, if we so desire. Let's go into the research menu, and let's see how we can unlock either industry, or... no, I'm sorry. Unlock... the workshop. Is that here? Yeah, that's woodworking. Unlocking tech level 3 means we need to unlock... I thought this told us what the technology was that the wheels were in. Maybe we already can make wheels. We make them in a workshop though, so I think we need to do woodworking next. We can also do masonry next, which gives us the stone bricks. I think we'll probably just do them both. Let's unlock both of them. That gives us stonemason and a stone road, and then woodworking gets us a barn, a workshop, a chute, and a wagon. Should I do basic logistics? Let's do basic logistics too. That unlocks the ability to open up pipes, and we should also do chutes. Actually, we should do all of these. Let's unlock chutes. Let's unlock basic logistics. And we have enough civics or enough research to keep going. Let's do the wood conveyor belts. And then we'll unlock civics level 1, which gives us an additional town center available and 2 additional house capacity. And we're going to end this episode here. So we've unlocked basically everything we can right now. We have a town that is small but thriving. And we have a lot of stuff that we're going to make in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.